What's up guys, it's Wayne from Gamer Gab. We've talked a lot on this channel about the sad state of AAA gaming these days. Whether it's Activision's blatant money grabs like a new Call of Duty practically every year, or once legendary studios like Rockstar putting out one game in the last decade, or BioWare destroying their own franchise by stuffing it full of agenda-driven nonsense instead of fan service and quality storytelling, or Bethesda copy-pasting the same features from one game to the next. AAA gaming is on life support. So where's a gamer to turn in search of fresh stories and unique gameplay experiences? Let's get into it.
Gamer Gab.
Go!
I've been playing a lot of indie games lately, and I must say I've been pleasantly surprised at the quality of gameplay and the depth of storytelling that these small studios are capable of. So here are 5 indie games that gave me hope for the future of gaming. On its face, Burnhouse Lane is a 2D adventure game with horror elements and very light combat. But don't be fooled by its simplistic art style. This is a story about loss, self-harm, death, and how far we might be willing to go for a second chance. Protagonist Angie Weather is a nurse who's just been told she's dying of lung cancer. To avoid spoilers, I'll just say that she ends up on Burnhouse Lane, where she's offered a second chance at life, if she's willing to do what it takes. The characters, story, art style, and voice acting on this game are all excellent. If you're into narrative adventures that are on the serious side, then Burnhouse Lane is definitely worth a play.
One day, we'll meet again. I'll take you with me for a long walk. Down to the river. But don't trouble yourself with that now.
Nobody Wants to Die is a first-person noir detective story set in a cyberpunk future where true death has all but been eliminated. Once they become adults, each person is required to purchase a subscription to their own body. If they can't afford the subscription, their consciousness is uploaded to a vast memory bank and the body is passed on to someone else. You play as a police detective on an off-book case to solve the true death of someone very powerful. Graphically, this game is stunning. The characters are well acted and genuinely funny. The gameplay is smooth and the story is engaging. The game only takes 3 to 4 hours to complete, and the plot does come apart a little bit at the end, but I have to admire what the devs were trying to do here.
Do you believe in life after death? Well, apparently in the past, people used to ask stuff like that all the time.
Because the average lifespan was less than 100 years.
And now, can we believe in anything beyond this? What if you could choose the bank or death?
Just like the majority of films these days, most game titles don't give you much insight into what the game is about. This is not one of those games. Squirrel with a Gun tells you all you need to know. Once you escape the secret lab, the neighborhood is your acorn. Arm yourself to the teeth with a range of weapons, drive remote control cars, boats, and drones. There's nuts to gather, collectibles to find, and puzzles to solve. This game isn't deep or artistic, but it is fun. Also, if you abbreviate the title, it spells swag, so there's that. Choo Choo Charles is a ridiculous game that is better executed than it has any right to be. You play as a monster hunter known only as the Archivist who comes to the island of Aranirum to ply his trade. The local miners are being terrorized by Charles, and, well, I'll just let the game itself tell you what Charles is.
Yes, sir. They call him Charles. Half trained, half giga spider from hell.
See, I did say it was ridiculous. You get around the island on your very own train engine, and even though yours is confined to the rails, using the system of interconnected tracks and switch tracks to get around the island is a blast. Every once in a while, Charles will attack your train, and provided you've completed the right side quest, you get to fight him off with a variety of mounted weapons. Overall, the game is smooth and it looks good. I did have a couple gripes though. The NPCs' mouths don't move at all when you're talking to them.
The exterior is a little rough, but everything looks to be intact.
And I feel like a spider train deserves more explanation from the story than what the game gives you. But overall, this game is just the type of risk-taking we need in games more these days.
No! You fool! You doomed us all!
Indica is another great example of game devs taking risks to tell a compelling story. Indica is a young nun cloistered at a convent in Russia who's asked by her superiors to leave the convent and deliver a message to a church in a neighboring town. As if trekking through the war-torn countryside wasn't dangerous enough, Indica suffers from an unnamed mental illness that she interprets as hearing the voice of the devil.
Endless prayers that were repeated so much they lost their original meaning.
I've recklessly forgotten my glory, O Father, and among sins I have scattered the riches which thou gavest me.
The subject matter in this game is dark. It deals with abuse, death, debilitating guilt, and the dangers of blind faith. The graphics are bleak and beautiful, and while the ending does fall a little flat in my opinion, the game offers a unique narrative experience that leaves you with plenty to think about. Those are just a few of the indie titles I've played recently. Have you played any of these? Do you have any indie games that you feel like are worth a play? If you do, leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll talk to you next time on Gamer Gab.
Gamer Gab.
Go!